Time to invite us to provide clarity on this important national matter. As I have said previously, that I have been a member of this, or have been presenting and defending reports of the company to this committee in the last 5 or 6 years. I need to give assurance to Mr. Chairman and distinguished senators present here today, and in fact all Nigerians, that there is no money missing. And let me make it very clear that if money was actually missing in NNPC during our superintendent period, we will not have had the courage to publish the audited accounts. In the past 44 years, the accounts were prepared or never prepared and were kept hidden to the public and even sometimes to the Auditor General. So we made it a duty upon us not only to give to the Auditor General, but to also to put it on our website. Let Nigerians criticize and scrutinize, to get out of the opaqueness and that lack of trust that the public had on NNPC. There are good people in NNPC. And I will say, there's nobody that has monopoly of patriotism. There are many patriotic people in that company. And many people today are also desperate to get their children into NNPC. Why? The reality is that I have had all kinds of figures being passed in the social media. But I was happy when I came here last time. The previous chairman explained the circumstances behind those figures that were being mentioned. And I thanked him and thanked the committee for giving me the report to study. I have gone through it. What I can tell you is that there were two fundamental figures that arose the attention of many of you, and in fact the Nigerian public, that a big sum of 5.8 billion naira was used to register the new company NNPC. That's not true. It's inaccurate. The amount that was used to register that company is 2.9 billion naira, and it was paid to two government agencies, Corporate Affairs Commission and FIRS, which is now NRS. And you can corroborate that with CAC and FIRS or NRS now. What happened, perhaps, that someone must have misled the committee, was the fact that NNPC, being a child of Murphy and Mopi, ought to have been given the money to be used for the registration by Federation, because in accordance with the PIA, it is these two shareholders that represent the Nigerian public. And because Murphy and Mopi did not bring the money, NNPC paid the money to FIRS and CAC. And NNPC now invoiced NAPIMS. NAPIMS is the arm that superintends Federation assets, because it's a Federation liability. And consequently, many of you who are accountants will understand that each of these two have to record those transactions in their books. And so what either the consultant or whoever is advising the committee must have done was to add what he saw in NAPIM's books and what he saw in NNPC books to say 5.8 billion was used to register NNPC. No third party was paid kobo to register that company. It was NNPC to government agencies. That can be corroborated. Coming to the second issue, which is the 210 trillion. You know, this is similar to what Honorable Gudaji was talking about, trillions of money missing on stamp duty. It's far, far, far from that. 210 trillion is big money, gentlemen. There's no lady here in this committee. The reality is that the whole revenue earned in the period under review for the whole NNPC, assuming no kobo was spent to produce the oil, was 54.5 trillion. So how can 210 miss. And I had advised before, even the Auditor General and the last Minister of Finance, please, for the sake of good order, do a forensic audit on NNPC so that you find the truth. Whoever has stolen money, go and look after him and jail the person. We don't steal. We're patriotic. We block leakages. So when you hear people saying 210 trillion is missing, why is the 200 trillion gone to? Ask NFIU, ask the FCC, ask all of them to go and look for it. And then so that Nigerians will rest. Because the danger of this is that we are not only damaging the characters of individuals and the company itself, NNPC, and the workers there, but also the Nigeria itself. Because remember, whatever we dish out to the public is what the rating agencies do to rate Nigeria. And by extension, our credit rating goes down. And that's how we shoot ourselves in the foot. Similar thing happened in the past that we were looking for money to fund the AKK, 2.5 billion from the Chinese. A Nigerian unpatriotic person wrote petition to the Chinese government, and that loan was stopped after issuing sovereign guarantee. And that's why that project still has not been finished. So these kind of issues, sometimes they hurt the people who work for government. Sometimes you feel that you regret working for government, but being a Nigerian, you cannot regret working for your motherland. Thank you.
To respond to the report of auditors, not report prepared by senators. And if you couldn't satisfy the auditors, and the auditors in their report, formal report, and you talk as if you are talking to children, every company, including the most fraudulent companies, publish quote and unquote audited account. The detail is the management letter, where the auditors will detail all the abuses, theft, queries, figures that are not accounted for. However, they will put for formality, based on what we have seen, proper book of account has been based on what they have seen, not what they have not seen. And in the management letter, they will indicate all the gaps that they have found in the books. And what you are invited here to do is not to give a lecture that you are not competent to do, with due respect to you. NNPC has no reputation. Your reputation is for fraud. How can you sit us to our face and you say people want their children to be
because you are a senator does not mean you should sit here and be abusing
you think we are
the whole people in NNPC and us here.
Don't talk like that. Mr. Chairman, we need to make wait, don't do that. Wait. When the senator has the floor, please allow me to land, and I will land nicely. I listen, I hear you say people want their children to be employed in NNPC. Yes, because it's a house of thieves. And they want their children to benefit from it. Yeah, so you don't say those things. Number two, wait. Allow me to finish.